Hello YouTube, this is the follow-up video to my floor leveling, and this is how it looks after the floor has been installed. So the way I do it, I do both glue up and nail down, so it becomes really packed, and then I filled all the gum veins with epoxy and sanded it flat. So this, maybe you can tell this is smooth as there's no actual gap here. The main reason for that is because I finish it with Rubio, and since Rubio doesn't create a film, then all the gum veins basically stay raw and they collect all the dust and grime, and within the gum vein there's a residues of the hard sap, and over time it will create those crumbs, and this makes it just like a perfectly smooth floor without any gaps. So, is it flat? It reasonably is. So again, I flattened the floor, I leveled the floor along the length of the board. So, I don't know if you can pick it up, but here I have a small gap. And while it may look noticeable, in reality it's less than 2 millimeters. And once I caulk it, as I did here, you can't really see it. Now, if you do only partial leveling, my advice would be, if you can, level the floor across the length of your board, because this board is thick, it's 19 mil thick, so it doesn't really bow left and right. But when you stack them up, this is where having the best leveling you can along the length of the board will help you. Still, it's not too bad. Again, have a couple of dips here. There is one, there is two. Again, it may look noticeable, but I measured that's 3.1 millimeter and that's 2.3 millimeter. So it's really tiny, and you get that, this wall is about 2.8 meters long. So you get that 3 mil drop over 3 meters kind of standard. Finish wise, the previous room I finished with 120 grit sanding and then did Rubio, and it came out really beautiful and really smooth, but the thing is it was too smooth for the floor. So this one I finished with 80 grit. It felt quite rough-ish, but I thought, let's cover it with Rubio, and it worked well. But it used, the previous room was the same size, but this room used 50% more Rubio. It just kept sucking it in, which is good. It means I'll have like a better finish, better penetration. But the thing is, after it dried out, it felt still quite rough, and because each board has a bit different density, of course, it's a natural wood, the sheen was very non-uniform. So after lots of thinking and asking for advice from our large language models and also Rubio support, I decided to do the same thing that furniture guys do. They take the red or maroon pad, they polish the floor a bit and then apply the second coat of Rubio. And for now, it looks absolutely amazing. The sheen is very uniform. There is no kind of more sheen, less sheen spots, and it's much more grippy than the floor in the previous room. So there is like zero slippage. I'm working here with socks, and yeah, I don't feel like I need to be careful not to slide. There is no way I can run and slide in my socks over the floor. So yeah, that's it. From there, regular trimming is glued. Then I'm caulking the top. For caulking the top part, I use interior no gaps, the standard cheap stuff. In the previous room I used the same to caulk the bottoms as well, but then over time it's like this stuff is very hard, like it's barely flexible. So if your floor moves just a bit, and because it's finished with Rubio, so instead of extending it just disengage, just detaches from the floor, and you still get tiny cracks. Yes, you need to kind of look down all the way to see them, but still I don't like it. So this time I'm going with the no more gaps exterior. This is so much more flexible, and hopefully it should do better work for filling the gap between trim and the floor. Again, for comparison, This is no more gaps interior, dry bead, about 4 days old. You see it can hold its own weight. And this is no more gaps exterior. You can see it can't hold its own weight. It's actually so much more bendy. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. For the trim, here I just used the standard laminate trim, kind of, you know, this L-shaped one. This is just a scrap. And yeah, installed it here. I glued it down with liquid nails, fast grab. I prefer this one because it's water cleanup. It's the only of the liquid nails. There are 3 liquid nails, like regular, fast grab and heavy duty, and this is the only one that's it's a water cleanup. In the previous room I used the heavy duty one, and it's absolutely pain to remove. Yeah, like if it dries, like forget it. You can scrape it off aluminum. It's just big mess. I spent like hours prying it off with some plastic spatulas. Yeah, so again, for trim, liquid nails, fast grab, so much better option so far. For the wardrobe, I wouldn't bother with the wood, so I just went to Bunnings and they had a open pack of laminate with light enough color. They gave it to me for $15. So I just slapped it in place and again caulked, trimmed, and here we go. Overall, beautiful room. I just need to finish caulking and paint the do some touch-ups with the paint, and it's ready for moving in. So much better than the carpet. It's just, you know, the wood has just different energy, particularly when you install it yourself. You kind of imbue it with your own energy, and then over time it kind of radiates it back. This is how I feel. Alright, I'll just show you a bit of the natural wood beauty. This is Australian chestnut. As you see, it's a very tight glue up, and hopefully it will stay this way. Worked well for the other room. It's been 9 months and no cracks between the boards. Thank you for watching. Hope you find it helpful, and until the next time.